Well, it looks like Jake Paul is getting ready to join the cast of Orange is the New Black. Yo!
Way longer than a NASCAR race. I told her keep going on the gas for the brakes. Only here for
this.
Yo, chill,
Yo,
dude.
this, dude.
Put the camera down.
Bro.
huh?
Ayo! Good morning, Jake.
Well, we are live, and I want to set the record straight about this whole Jake Paul situation. A lot of YouTubers have been making a lot of comments and saying a lot of things, you know. Jake Paul is horrible, you know, he's this and he's that, and he should be stopped, and he's ruining YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And it just amazes me how off base that a majority of these YouTubers are. All they're talking about is Jake Paul, what he's doing, whatever, it's bad, he should stop, he's ruining the platform. And they're completely missing the most important detail. I don't think I've heard, I'm pretty sure, I have not heard one YouTuber that has even mentioned the real problem. Right? They're all focused on the surface of like what they're doing, the shock value, but they're missing the core problem here. And that's what we're going to talk about today in this live stream. Now, you may be wondering, if you've been living under a rock, you're wondering, who is Jake Paul and why should I care? Who is this guy? Well, let me show you who Jake Paul is.
Social media and internet sensation Jake Paul thrills his fans with wild stunts and antics.
Take your left hand off and push.
That's the news. The 20-year-old Disney actor is a pop culture powerhouse with 8.5 million followers on Instagram and YouTube. He rents a large house in an upscale West Hollywood neighborhood, and this tight-knit community has become the new setting for many of his pranks and performances.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
He apparently makes his address no secret, and that piece of information draws an endless stream of fans, mostly young girls, the day we visited, and their parents, to the property.
Do you feel like if you're, I mean, I speak for myself, but if I was being approached by just kids on the street, I would feel like I was doing something wrong?
I would definitely be.
All right, so here's the deal. And here's the core thing that a lot of these YouTubers are missing. They're all upset with Jake Paul because of what he's doing. First of all, I don't support anything that Jake Paul is doing. I find it appalling what he's doing. It's absolutely ridiculous and he's out of control. However, the problem that I see is everyone's obsession with him and what he's doing and missing the big picture. The big picture is he is doing all of this stuff to make money. He is making about $1 million a month or more. $1 million a month or more. What would you do for $1 million a month or more? Just doing videos. Would you have a problem? Now, many people regard me as someone who has a very high level of integrity. However, even for myself, if I were 19 years old and I knew that I could act like a goofball on camera and do all kinds of nonsense and get $1 million a month doing it, I'm sorry, guys, but even I would do that, especially at 19, you know, being a much younger person. I'm not so forward thinking about the reputation, you know, in my name. But you know what? When you're raking in $1 million a month, there's a lot of things you can do to, you know, not have to worry about your reputation, right? Money doesn't solve all problems, but it definitely solves a lot of problems. So, to be honest, even if I was considering my reputation, it's like, look, man, with all that money, think about the type of business that you could build or what you could do to actually create something or build something that could benefit you long term, to the point where it doesn't matter. Oh, 5 years ago I was on YouTube being a goofball. You know, meanwhile you've built something that's successful and you're making real money. No one really cares about 5 years ago or whatever, right? So bottom line is, he's doing this for the money, right? So with that being said, here is the other detail that people are missing. You're all upset with Jake Paul. Listen, the reason why he's doing it is, in my opinion, not so much because of him and who he is. It's more you guys. And I don't mean you guys necessarily who are all watching this video, but the viewers. If his content was so bad and so awful and so useless, he wouldn't be doing it, because guess what? No one would be watching. And he wouldn't be making the money that he is. He's making $1 million a month acting like a goofball. He has, what is it, 8 million subscribers. He's one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube. So clearly there is a market for the product that he is offering, right? Now, I don't believe there's much value in the product he's offering in terms of, for me personally, I don't like what he's doing. I think it's ridiculous, but clearly there's a market for it. So to me, I would be more upset that we live in a world where there is a mass of people that want to consume the type of garbage that he's producing. That's what I'm more upset about. That's what is more saddening to me and disappointing to me. The fact that there is not just a market for this type of content, but a massive market, enough for him to be making $1 million or more a month. Now, the bigger concern that I have, that I don't see any other YouTuber addressing, everyone's talking about how this guy's a jerk off and this and that, and just completely clueless. And some of the stuff they mention about his music video and some of the lyrics and stuff, they have no idea what they're talking about. Take a look at this.
What, tienes tu song?
Yeah.
What? I just dropped new merch and it's selling like a God church.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. That's not a word. God.
Okay, so H3H3, who I love their channel, chose to focus on how, you know, the lyrics don't make any sense and stuff like that, and it's bad music. But from what I see, that is the point. That is the point. Do any and everything to get attention, to get views, and to therefore get paid. As a matter of fact, when I look at his music video, it's comical. And I think intentionally so. They're putting on an act, acting all goofy and saying all this kind of funny stuff, and then getting you guys to react. Oh, look at this. He's at God Church. It makes no sense. Clueless. You think he cares about the lyrics and how it sounds or whatever? He's being a goofball and taking his goofballness, making up a word, straight to the bank. $1 million+ a month. Right? But they want to talk about his lyrical skills and his music. Oh, the music is so horrible. $1 million+ a month. Now, here is also Boogie, and listen to what he says. This is absolutely ridiculous.
And you know, I don't think any of these decisions have been malicious. One of the Paul brothers actually said they did not realize the type of impact they would have at VidCon. They don't realize the type of impact they're having in the world. And it's happening so fast to them. I truly believe that. I truly believe that there's not a malicious intent in their body. And I think if that's true, then this is just going to be a problem that'll solve themselves. Maybe they'll see this video and it'll help, but they'll probably arrive to this at their own time and their own pace if they are good people.
I'm sorry, Boogie2998, but again, $1 million+ a month. What would you do for $1 million+ a month to just goof around on camera? Right? And you think they don't understand the impact of what they're doing. I'm sorry, they very much understand the impact of what they're doing. The most outrageous things that they can do, they can make crazy money. That's a very clear and simple concept, and I'm pretty sure that they fully understand that, which is why they continue to do it. And I don't know why this is so hard to understand, but still there is a bigger issue at hand that I want to address. But before I do that, I want to make sure that we have a good sound. Let me do a quick sound check. Bear with me 1 second.
You're watching Carlisle's Picks. Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, doing a sound check. Bear with me 1 second. We are live.
You're watching Carlisle's Picks. Don't forget to subscribe.
Doing this for the money, right? So, thing that a lot of these YouTubers mentioned, the real problem. Okay, so the sound check is good. All right, so now what I want to say is that the bigger issue that I don't see anyone addressing is YouTube. YouTube has fostered an environment of this anything for views. We have a YouTuber who actually died. A YouTuber that actually died. 22-year-old YouTuber shot dead by pregnant girlfriend in video stunt gone wrong. That is where we're at on YouTube. People are encouraged. And I say encouraged because you can get paid a lot of money to do really outrageous things. And the impression and message that YouTube is sending is that they really don't care. As long as you guys bring in money and views, they're happy with it. They have the policies that say one thing. Oh, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. But if you do something and it brings in massive views and therefore money, YouTube just pretends like they don't see it. I know for a fact, for example, people got all upset with the Wall Street Journal. They said, oh, the Wall Street Journal, you know, they did a hit piece on YouTube. But what the Wall Street Journal did was actually very valid. There is a serious problem on this platform. For example, after the boycott where many advertisers pulled hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising revenue away from YouTube, within less than a month, I saw YouTubers, still big YouTubers who are making thousands and thousands of dollars a month, still making videos that clearly violate very big parts of YouTube policies. I'm talking from, violent content, racist content. I'm talking about people that do videos that are basically doing illegal things on YouTube. And I know for a fact that YouTube is aware of these things and does nothing about it. Right? And that is the culture. They sit back and they pretend like, oh, you know, these things are not going to be allowed on our platform and with zero tolerance. But yet people are doing it all the time. Now, even with the major boycott, and even though, do you guys realize that YouTube is losing and has been losing money for a long time? I mean, don't listen to what I say. Listen to the CEO of YouTube herself. Listen to this.
When is YouTube going to be profitable?
Well, right now we're investing in the platform, and we're investing a lot because we see this big opportunity of the TV viewing still moving. And so just to put that into numbers, if you look at the 18 to 24-year-old category, their viewership has gone down 40% in terms of the number of hours of TV that they watch each week.
Regular TV.
Of regular TV, linear TV, the one on the wall. And so we see this as an opportunity for us to continue to invest, and there's so many areas for us to invest in at the same time.
I just want to interject that the CEO of YouTube was asked, is there a timeline for profitability on YouTube? Is there a timeline for profitability on YouTube? That could be a yes or no question. Yes, there is a timeline, no details given. No, there is not a timeline, no details given. Her response is they're investing in YouTube and they see a big shift in people moving away from traditional TV to watching YouTube, all of which has nothing to do with the question. Is there a timeline for profitability at YouTube? Yes, no, maybe so. No. She chooses to give an answer that some would describe as potentially spin. Listen to what she's saying.
investing in VR, which has been a really exciting area. We're investing across the globe in all the emerging markets. We're investing in actually seeing YouTube on TVs, for example.
So it sounds like no time soon.
Well,
I love the fact that the interviewer called her out on her nonsense. She says, I guess no time soon, because that's the question. Is there a timeline? She's not responding to anything regarding a timeline. It is as if she was asked, what are you doing to make YouTube profitable in the future? Or what are you doing to grow YouTube? That's what she's answering. But she was not asked that. She was asked a very specific and clear question. What is the timeline for profitability on YouTube? And the lady says, like, hey, I guess it's no time soon, considering how you're dancing around. You're not answering the question.
right now we're in the investment mode.
Okay, so but no timetable.
No time.
So she calls her out on not answering the question. She says, no time soon. And she like, and then she says, right now we're in investment mode. Okay. I don't know. I'm not the CEO of YouTube, so maybe I'm not smart enough to understand the question. But I think the nature of the question is, you're not profitable now, but obviously she knows more about the future of YouTube and what she's planning on doing business-wise, right? So is there a horizon for when you're going to become profitable? Like you have your projections. We're going to do this, that, and it'll take this amount of time for this to work. And then, you know, to our investors or whoever, you know, whoever's in charge, the board or whoever it is makes big decisions there, you know, this is what they say. Or maybe meetings to Google, you know, Google wants to know when you guys are going to start being profitable. Well, we're doing this, that, and based on our projections, it'll probably take about a year before this starts translating, and then we're looking at trends and such and such. So our plan is by the end of 2017 or third quarter, second quarter 2018, we're expecting to see an increase in revenue by X amount, right? That's what they're looking for. Do you, I mean, are you just doing a bunch of random things and like, hey, let's try and see if we can increase the value of YouTube. Let's see if we can be profitable. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this, without a clear picture of where you're headed. It's hard to get to a destination without a very clear picture or map to get there. So if you as a business are trying to turn to be profitable, but you don't have any sort of clear picture or map to get there, which would include a timeline, right? You know, goal setting is a key thing with you know, running a business, right? You don't just I'm just gonna keep throwing things at this and hopefully it eventually works. I want to set a goal. I want to say by the end of the year I want to increase my profit by 5%. I may not meet that, but if I don't have a goal at all, a specific temporal goal, you know, time-based goal, then, you know, I could just go on forever, just trying different things until I just run out of money and go out of business. Is that what YouTube is doing? Bottom line is, very clear question. Is there a timetable for profitability on YouTube? She couldn't even answer that question.
Timetable, no. Okay. Sorry. Timetable, no.
Okay. Timetable.
No timetable, no.
Okay.
So after all the dancing around, she finally admits there is no timetable. Okay. All right. So the bottom line is that even with them not being profitable, we have to put everything in context. So YouTube has not been profitable. They are losing money, you know, a lot of money, and they have been doing so for a long time. I think I was looking at an article where Google says that basically YouTube is a money pit. So YouTube is a money pit for Google, right? And considering that, hundreds of thousands of dollars being pulled from ad revenue, because of the types of content that they're putting ads on. And within that same period of time, there was still racist videos, fraudulent videos, all kinds of videos were still being placed. They're still having ads placed on those kinds of videos. And I know for a fact that YouTube was aware. Like, they will try to pretend like they're not aware. They were aware that people were not only putting very, very questionable content with ads on them, but also content that clearly violates YouTube policy. So they're not even following their own policies. I know for a fact that have been YouTubers who have been threatened, and harassed. And definitely these threats and harassment have gone in the world of being illegal. And YouTube has been directly aware and did nothing to save their creators. So creators busting their butts, cranking out the content to make money on this site that's actually losing money. And they are being harassed and threatened, which are clear violations of YouTube policy, and YouTube does nothing. They get to the point where you have to actually what's the word? You have to actually like beg, like, please YouTube, please stop this from happening. I am being threatened by another person on your platform. Here is all the evidence. Look at what they've done. I have spoken to the authorities. This is clearly illegal and it violates your policy. And YouTube be like, well, we don't see anything wrong with it. Right after the boycott, this is YouTube. That's how seriously they were, you know, and then you wonder why they're losing money, right? You have a major boycott because of these kinds of things. And yet right after it, you're still doing the same thing. This is just like, you guys remember when I covered that story about the bikers in New York City? So the bikers with the SUV attacked the driver of the SUV, right? So you look at, and actually I apologize. I am actually, I believe I'm mixing up stories. The story I wanted to refer to was there was some big stories about police brutality and what police were doing and all kind of, I mean, you've seen a lot of these stories, right? Overstepping their bounds, you know, assaulting people when they shouldn't, and all that kind of stuff, right? People getting killed by the police when they shouldn't be. In the middle of all that controversy and all this pressure and negative PR, I saw personally police officers still doing gross violations of the rights of the people, breaking the laws, and doing things that definitely goes right hand in hand with the kind of stuff they're getting negative publicity for. So you're getting all this flack for doing all this shady stuff, and you care so little that within the same time, you don't even wait till things blow off. Even a crook, you know, maybe you did a big bank robbery or something, they will try to like let things cool off, you know? Most bank robbers probably don't just go robbing one bank and then another bank, and then the news is covering it and talking about this. They have a name for them or something like that, a nickname for the bank robber, and then they're gonna go rob another one. You know, they would cool down. You know, let's lay low for a little bit. Not the police, right? They keep on going even in the middle of big, you know, negative press. YouTube, same thing. Major negative press, losing hundreds of millions of dollars, but yet still allowing a lot of really sick things to happen on the platform, to where now we have YouTubers dead. Anything for views. You violate their policies, it's okay, right? You can do racist videos, you can do sexist videos, you can do fraudulent videos, you can do whatever you want on YouTube, as long as it's bringing in money and bringing in views, and you just happen not to be one of the unlucky ones who YouTube decides to make an example of, right? That is the message. So me as a content creator, that is a message that I've received, that anything goes on this platform, right? Anything goes on this platform, except for the unlucky one. Because, for example, I had a channel where I had a 6-month strike on it, And it was because of a mistake that YouTube made, but yet YouTube didn't even make it right, right? I followed explicitly what they said in their policy, right? And based on that, I ended up getting a strike on my channel. I showed it to YouTube. They admitted that they were wrong, but they couldn't do anything about the strike. That is the platform that YouTube is. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. That's what it is. So you know that I should not have this strike on my channel. You're admitting it, but yet somehow you can't do anything about it. Like, that's YouTube, right? So people are getting mad at Jake Paul, but here's the bottom line. YouTube is promoting and supporting this behavior of anything goes. As long as it makes money, it's good to go. Go Jake Paul, go Logan Paul, go violate the law, go and record a conversation illegally of your neighbor, all for views, right? Doesn't matter. It's not, and that's the difference between YouTube and TV. TV does a lot of nonsense as well for views, because the same thing, it's advertising revenue, right? But the thing is, with TV, you have regulations, you have FCC rules you have to follow. You have the TV stations have attorneys and things like that. Not saying it's perfect, but there's repercussions. On YouTube, there are none. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, and as long as it's making money and bringing in views, go ahead, right? So you guys are getting mad at Logan Paul, but really, you should be getting mad at, one, the fact that we have a mass of people that support this kind of content, enjoy looking at this kind of stuff. Like, that should be like, whoa, what is this world coming to? What is wrong with a world where you can gain a mass following doing this kind of nonsense? That's what you should be mad about and maybe looking to do something about, right? The other thing, number two, and I don't see another YouTuber that brought this up, is YouTube. YouTube is sitting back, you know, oh, I didn't see anything. What are you talking about? Oh, racist videos on this? Oh, I don't know anything about that. Look at our policy. Our policy clearly states, and they pull out their little policy, look, our policy clearly states you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this. We don't tolerate that stuff, right? Meanwhile, they do. They see it, they're aware, they are complicit in it. And the platform is just going deeper and deeper and deeper into, I don't even know what words to describe what YouTube is now. But of course, you have content creators that are doing this full-time. Genius idea to latch yourself to something that is not only not making money. Like, that's the thing. Imagine, think about this. Like, think about the logic of this. So you're gonna go and work for a company. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm just saying theoretically, right? So you are aware of a company that is losing money and has been losing money for as long as they've been in business, right? And you think it's a great idea. I'm gonna go work for them. I'm gonna go work for a company that's losing money. So let's just say, and I don't mean losing money, I mean massively losing money, right? Let's just say that, I don't know, there's, so we come to find out that Apple is losing money big time, and they've been losing money for years, right? They are a money pit. And you say, you know what? I'm going to invest in being, you know, an Apple engineer. And I say Apple engineer because making it that is proprietary. You're spending a lot of time and investing into skills that are only relevant to Apple. A company that's been losing money for I don't know, 10 years? A company that's probably never been profitable. You're going to invest time in, I'm going to go get my Apple licenses. I'm going to go and get my Apple certifications. So when Apple goes out of business, all that stuff is useless, right? That makes a lot of sense. And that's what YouTube creators, the full-time guys, are doing. Well, let me make a correction. The guys who are doing this as like, this is my career. Now, if you're doing it as a stepping stone to something else, or you're doing it as, you know what, this is a way that I can make money now. I can pay bills now. But I am, at the same time, looking for, you know, the next steps, you know, business-wise, or, you know, getting a job or a career or something like that. For those that are actually looking at YouTube as a full-time career and investing, like, I'm going to be a YouTuber, like, that's my career, that's absolutely ridiculous. Even being an Apple engineer, if, let's say Apple was losing money for 10 years, even that makes more sense. Because even though a lot of the skills may be Apple specific, I'm pretty sure if there was some kind of Apple engineer certification, a lot of those skills could be transferable somewhere else, right? But where do you translate the YouTube skill set? Now, some say, oh, it's editing or whatever, but no, the way that you edit and the way that you produce things, it really doesn't connect with other forms of media. And there's also an oversupply. There's so many YouTubers, so many content creators who have a very limited skill set, all these jump cuts, and a lot of stuff is not even edited and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't really easily translate to traditional media. Now, forget about that. Even with that being a fact, let's just say that, you know, you went to film school or whatever it is, and your plan is you're going to go in traditional media. That alone, if that was your plan and that's what you've been working towards your entire life, extremely competitive and difficult to get into that business. Much less for someone who you're coming from YouTube, where, you know, it's a completely different type of format, and it doesn't really, for the most part, most YouTubers, does not translate very well to traditional media. But the bottom line is, you should be getting mad and appalled at YouTube for fostering a community of anything goes. You get views, we'll pay you. You should be getting mad, or sad at least, that we have millions and millions of people who not only are so easy to manipulate, because a lot of the stuff that they're doing is manipulation tactics. It's all for views and shock value. Like, oh no, you know, you do like fake breakups, fake relationship, all, you know, fake, all that kind of stuff, right? You should be sad that people are so easy to manipulate. You know, you got people like Tai Lopez. All these guys are online. Just they see, look at how stupid people are. How can I make money from this? I can actually make a living from basically pandering to the idiot masses, right? Logan Paul is doing it. Jake Paul is doing it. Tai Lopez is doing it. I'm pretty sure John Crestani is doing it. And every day I go on YouTube, I see all these ads from other people that have decided that, you know what, maybe I can't fault them. You know, instead of me getting upset with, you know, basically how dumbed down society is, why not make a buck off of it? If people are gonna be stupid, well, why not make some money doing it? Can I fault them? I don't know. But the bottom line is, I don't know why YouTubers don't get it. Right? They're all focused on these guys when these guys are making crazy money. And I'm gonna say, I think I got a little more integrity than Jake Paul. So within certain limitations, I would probably, if I was 19, do the same thing. Now, the stuff that he did, the stunt he pulled at VidCom where people could have gotten hurt, like, I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to do that. But, you know, the goofy antics and light the pool on fire and maybe the neighbors are upset. I mean, I'd feel guilty about it, but I would also at 19 realize that they're going to get over it. You know, so the neighbors are upset for a little bit, you know, but they'll get over it. Meanwhile, $1 million a month. $1 million a month. I think you guys are getting mad at the wrong people.